Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to government scheme session. So most of you has asked us to make all the schemes ministry wise. So we are following what you have asked us to do. So from this class onwards, from this new year, we are covering all the schemes ministry wise. We'll cover one ministry first, focusing on the flagship schemes, and then we'll move ahead with the next with the quizzes in between. So the scheme that we are going to cover today, it is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Maan Dhan Yojana. So this scheme, it is important from all the examination point of view, whatever you are preparing for. And I guess by now you must have understood that which ministry we are going to cover first. So the ministry that we are going to cover first is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Very important for any examination point of view. Why? Because we're talking about agriculture here. So agriculture, it plays a major role in India, and that is why all the schemes that are related to it are very important, be it your phase 1, phase 2, anything. Alright. So before starting, to our new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of every lecture that we provide here on YouTube. So now let's start with the scheme, alright. So see, before understanding the scheme, let's just first understand two concepts, very easy. First one is the difference between a small farmer and marginal farmers, and to the people who do not know, let's just understand what is a small farmer and whom do we call a marginal farmer. So any farmer who has a land holding lesser than 1 hectare, 2 hectare, he is considered to be a small farmer. And if any farmer whose land holding it is lesser than 1 hectare, he is considered to be a marginal farmer. Alright, one thing is this. Second thing is, most of you must be shocked to know that 82% of the farmers that exist in India, they belong to the small and marginal farmers category. So you can assume the struggle they had to face in their daily lives for their survival, for the livelihood. So now imagine when in daily life they do not have much to earn because of the size of their land holdings. How will they survive once they reach that retirement age, when they're physically not strong to do agriculture work? So how they gonna live? Alright, because in daily life they have to struggle so much, there is no money left to be used in the future, right? So that is why, keeping this thing in mind, this particular scheme, that is PM Kisan Maan Dhan Yojana, was released or launched by the government. Herein Kisan, he means farmer. Alright, Maan means here honor. So Maan in a Hindi word in which English translation would be honor. And then we have Dhan. So it means money. So it has something to do with the honor of a farmer, and we are talking something about the money. Alright, so what is it? Let's just see. Alright, so we'll start with the basic things. So the launch year over here, it is 2019. Alright, so this scheme was launched in the year 2019. And I don't think I have to tell you the ministry, right? Because we are covering this ministry from the starting. So the ministry is the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. But here in LIC will also have a major role to play. So that so this basically it would act as a fund manager. So herein, with the collaboration with the ministry, we have LIC who will act as a fund manager over here. Let's move ahead and now look at the objective of this particular scheme. So a scheme. So herein, if we look at the objective, so the simple objective, this scheme, it is meant for old age protection. So as to protect the people who have now reached to the old age, and also social security for small and marginal farmers. So there is a security for these small and marginal farmers once they reach that retired age. Alright, so this is the objective of the scheme. We'll move ahead and now we will look at the eligibility criteria. So who all are eligible under this? So the first one we have only for small and marginal farmers, because the big farmers are already well enough to save for the future, and that is why the focus it is here on small and marginal farmers. The next is entry age. Entry age means to be part of this scheme. Basically, it is between 18 to 40 years. So what would happen in this? it is a pension scheme. So what would happen, because we are talking about the retirement age here, right, to protect the old age people. So what will happen in this pension scheme, you can enter. So basically it is a simple concept. First of all, you have to submit something, you have to invest something, and then afterwards you will get the benefit. So when you can enter this scheme, you can enter any time between 18 to 40 years. And there is one more criteria, which is that the cultivable land, it should be up to 2 hectares, because according to the definition, it is for small and marginal farmers, and small they must have. So that is why that it is up to 2 hectares, because we are talking about small farmers also here. Next is that should be recorded. And next is additional requirement. One must have, he must have Aadhaar card, he or she, right, saving bank account. And how this now saving bank account will be made, I've also made a video on Pradhan Mantri Maan Dhan Yojana. If you haven't watched it yet, you can find the link in the description box below, right. You will have a better idea of this saving bank account. And then if they have that account or PM Kisan account, all right, so anything of that would do. So this is the eligibility criteria. But now, who are not eligible for this? So let's just look at that also, that who are not eligible. So the first category is small and marginal farmers covered under any other statutory social security scheme. See, there are many social security scheme. What is social security? Social means that is of people. Security means to have a safety. So there are many such pension schemes that are going on, and if a farmer, he falls under 2 categories. One is of course this one, but he already has been registered in other such scheme. Alright, so he is not eligible for this scheme. So only he cannot take benefit from 2 sides, he just can take benefit from one side, take pension from one source only. And this is one criteria, that if he is not eligible, if he is already registered in some other scheme that is related to social security. Do remember this. Second is all the institutional landholders, means some big landholders. Then we have, if anyone who is a constitutional post holder. Constitutional post holder, it can be a parliamentary also, he can be a minister also, alright. And then we have serving or retired officers and income tax payee. They are not covered under this scheme. Next is professionals, for example, doctors, engineers, lawyers, chartered accountants, so you can look at, you can think that anyone who is well-to-do and who has a good saving, who can save if he wants to, right? So they are not under this particular scheme, and the people and the small and marginal farmers who are already under other schemes, they are not eligible. Now let's look at what are the key features of this scheme. Alright, so we'll start with the first one. It is a center sector scheme. It means that whatever funding will be done, it will be done by the central government. Next is a fixed pension. So a fixed pension of rupees 3,000 will be provided to all eligible, means once they reach that age. So retirement age is 60 years. So after that, whatever they are submitting, after 60 years when they finally retire, so every month they will get rupees 3,000 for their needs. Next is, it is a voluntary and contribution based pension. It means you can volunteer to be a part of it. It's all your choice, alright, and contribution based. So it means it's not like that the government will pay everything. First you have to contribute something, and what they have to contribute will look in the next point. So herein, the farmers, they would have to contribute an amount between rupees 55 to rupees 200 per month. Alright, so everyone, they would have to, it's their choice to what they want to submit under this range. But this is 55 to 200 in pension fund until they reach the retirement age, which is 60 years. Alright. Now let's move and look at some other features. Next is, the beneficiary would be required to contribute rupees 100 per month at median entry age of 29 years. So if any farmer, he has joined late to this particular scheme, his entry age is late, that is a median of 29 years, at that time he would have to pay 100, because the range we have already seen, see the range herein we have seen 55 to 200, right? But then the age was also 18 to 40 years, right, if you remember. But now herein, for 39, it's 100. Then central government will also make an equal contribution. So whatever every month the farmer is paying, the government will add the equal amount to it. That would make the sum more, right? So herein central government make a equal amount. Next is spouses of small marginal farmers are also eligible. So if the husband, he is a farmer but wife is not, but wife then is still eligible to be part of the scheme because his spouse is a farmer, all right, and she can join separately. Or if a female is a farmer, male can join separately. Of course, if they fall in under the criteria, eligibility criteria. When the eligible farmers desirous, what they have to go? They have to go to the nearest common service center to register themselves under this scheme along with their Aadhaar card and their bank passbook and other account details, so that their account can be linked to this for the submission of money also, and also for the receiving of money. Alright, so these were the key features. I hope there's no confusion till now. Now let's look at what are the benefits of leaving the pension scheme. Benefits means now what will you get? You have submitted your money, now you'll have something in return, because see, we cannot assume that you'll be part of the scheme till 60 years, till you reach your retirement age, right? Some people, they withdraw it before also. So these are 4 cases that we are going to look at, and what are the conditions and what will be the outcome of it. All right, so here we are talking about case 1. So in case 1, the first is exit before 10 years. So if someone, they first invested in this scheme, in this pension scheme, but then they felt like, no, they don't want to be a part of it, and they exit before 10 years, means whenever they have registered. So before 10 years to that, in that case, what will happen? Only the contribution will be returned. So no benefit of the pension or what the government has added, that would not be returned, with saving bank rate of interest, because we are talking about bank here. So whatever you are submitting it, you must be getting interest over it, right? So if you exist before 10 years, you will get only the contribution which you have paid, and whatever interest from the bank you would have get on that particular money. Next is case 2, that is exit after 10 years. So here in 10 years till the 60 years, which is your retirement age. So in between this 2 time that you have crossed 10 years, but still you are not continuing it till your retirement age. So what is the condition then? So in that case, you will get your contribution, whatever you have submitted, along with either of the 2 cases. What are they? Either the interest earned by the pension fund, whatever pension fund has been added to the amount that you had submitted, or the interest at the saving bank, whichever is higher. It means what? Because we were talking about pension scheme, of course you must have got something from the pension fund. So you will get your contribution. This is talking about after 10 years until 60 years, whatever is your, that is your retirement age. In that, what would happen? Along with the contribution, either the pension fund money or whatever the interest you have got from the bank. So whichever is higher, you will get along with the contribution of your money. All right. So that was the case 2, which is after 10 years. Then we'll see the case 3. So in case 3, if the beneficiary dies, so here we're talking about if beneficiary dies before reaching to the retirement age, what would happen? There are 2 cases. All right. So before retirement also, after retirement also. So first one is before retirement age, if the beneficiary dies, so the spouse or the nominee, if I am 20 years old, a farmer, I am not married, so I'll add some nominee, right, instead of spouse. Spouse is your partner. So herein, spouse or nominee shall be entitled to continue with the scheme. Alright, so if before retirement age beneficiary dies, so the bank account and all the money and everything, that would be shifted to the spouse or the nominee, whatever have been written by the beneficiary. And here again, there will be 2 cases. If they want to exit, so that would depend on which year, how many years they are exiting. The same 2 cases that we have seen before, or they will continue just like that. Second is after retirement, if the beneficiary dies and he was now getting 3,000 per month, but in between he dies, what would happen? The spouse or nominee will receive 50% of the pension. So now 50% of what would be the 50% of 3,000? That is 1,500. 1,500 will be given to the beneficiary, spouse or nominee. Now case 4 is the beneficiary has also died, and now the beneficiary nominee has also died. Both have died. This can be the case where of that of old age couples, they both have died now. So in that case, what would happen? Whatever money was there, that will be credited back to the fund. So whatever money was there, now that will be given, that would be submitted back to the funds of that particular scheme, all right, of this pension scheme. So 4 cases we have seen. I hope there is no confusion. Now let's have a quick revision of whatever we have studied to understand how much we have retained till now. So the launch year of it was 2019. The ministry is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, and pension fund manager was LIC. Alright, next is objective of it is for old age protection and social security of SMF. Eligibility criteria we have, there should be small and marginal farmers only. How will we know? Whoever have cultivable land less than 2 hectares. Then 18 to 40 years, right? And additional requirement, we had Aadhaar card, we had banks, right? Bank details. Next, who are not eligible, if they are already this SMF, they are already engaged with some other social security schemes. If they are taxpayers, if they hold any constitutional post, or they retired from it, and also the professionals, so they are not part of it. Then key feature is central sector scheme. It is a center scheme, and it is fixed pension of rupees 3,000. Maybe you are not able to see this part because the font is quite small, but you can find that this in PPT. And next is voluntary contribution. You can be a part of, you cannot, it's your choice, and you have to submit the money between 55 to 200 per month to be under this scheme. Next is central government will also make an equal contribution whatever you are submitting. And here one thing I also want to add, there are provisions in this particular scheme that you not only have to submit per month, you can make it quarterly or in half a year, but then the money that would change accordingly. Next is SMF spouse are also eligible, and they have to go to Common Service Center to register themselves under the scheme. Talking about benefits, case 1 we have seen, in which we had 4 cases, right? Case 1, case 2, case 3, and then we had case 4. Case 1 was when we exit before 10 years. At that time, whatever contribution you had, and also the interest by the bank. In case 2, after 10 years, but before the retirement age, in that contribution plus either the pension fund or the interest by the bank, whichever is higher. Then we had case 3, beneficiaries dies. So if he dies before retirement, so spouse or the nominee, whoever was written there, they can continue or they can discontinue, but again in accordance to case 1 and case 2. And in case 4, if both the beneficiary as well as the nominee and spouse died, then the money that would be sent back to the fund of this pension scheme. So that is all for today. Now homework for you today is, what is the name of mobile app which facilitates farmers, FPOs and traders across India to search and contact the transport service providers for transporting the agriculture, horticulture produce? So these apps, they can be asked into examination because we are studying Ministry of Agriculture schemes. So we will be covering such questions that are related to agriculture. Comment down the right answer. I'll give shout out to you definitely. And yeah, that is all for today. I hope you enjoyed the session. If you have any query, comment down it below. If you want me to cover any specific ministry, we'll do that after this, covering this particular ministry. And yes, happy new year to all of you. I hope this new year brings joy and all the wishes come true this year. So yeah, that is all for today. Thank you.